your breath, no doubt it's me who's running this. No, I got nothing else to lose. Unstoppable.
Welcome to Charmingly Toxic, where Prosecco meets psychology. I'm your host, Denise Capurso. Each week, my guests and I dive into the control, charm, and chaos unfolding across our favorite reality shows. We're not here to diagnose anyone, but we are here to side-eye the charm, the control, and all that unhinged emotional chaos. Cheers to my guests and all the listeners. Cheers, Joanne.
Cheers to you, Denise.
I got some club soda today since we're recording in the middle of the day as opposed to Wednesday night.
Well, I'm an hour ahead of you, right? So I can have wine.
Okay. So much to talk about today. So let's start with a little bit of gossip. You go first.
Yeah. So apparently the person that Dennis, the friend that from the Valley Persian style, the friend that Dennis hooked up with that made Golnessa so upset was Paulina, who was Mike's. Were they married but got arrested for domestic violence against her? And that's who Dennis was hooking up with that broke up Gigi and Dennis's friendship.
So Gigi and her were best friends?
Don't know. She said friend. It felt like she started with best friend and then kind of backed off to my friend. So I'm not sure.
Paulina, from what I remember, is gorgeous.
They're all gorgeous.
Why would she be hooking up with Dennis? He's so gross.
He's rich.
I mean, he's got a dad bod.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not attractive at all. And his personality isn't even...
No, it's douchey.
Terrible. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I would never have thought that in a million years. Paulina. Poor thing. I mean, my God.
I know. How do you not learn?
Terrible person. All right. What do you got? You said girls trip. They're going to end up at Dorinda's house.
I guess the finale is in Bluestone Manor, so it's Vicky's return to Bluestone Manor after she hated it so much that season. It was miserable, or though we would whip it up. This isn't fun.
But doesn't some big fight happen there, I think? I read.
I'm sure big fights happen
everywhere.
All along. They asked Candace, she was on Watch What Happens Live, looking gorgeous in this like purple leather. Did you see it? Oh my God.
But she looks gorgeous on Traitors.
She looked incredible. And so she reunited with Robin and Giselle, and Andy's, how did that go? And it sounds like it did not go well.
Okay. Then we have the cast of New York moving to the E channel, which to me looks fantastic, except for Kelly. Why do we need Kelly on the cast?
It is weird because Alex McCord circled back around and she was on Radio Andy and something else.
She's on Girls Trip though, right? She makes a cameo, Alex?
Well, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. And they're in Florida. I think it films in Florida.
I like the cast. I just don't. How does Kelly even fit into that? Because it's Luann, Sonia, Ramona,
Jill.
Why is Kelly there?
Good question.
Maybe they're just like hoping she'll have a breakdown in like one of the first two episodes.
Guess. They need a punching bag like Brittany on Salt Lake.
Yeah. And then we see Bronwyn has a new boyfriend.
A hot young model.
That picture of them was so good. She looked fantastic. He's hot.
Love it for her.
Yeah, she needs some young blood. Definitely.
All the snaps.
You got anything else?
No. Well, the Below Deck premiere was the Salt Lake crossover.
Did you watch?
I did.
I just thought it was from the lens of the Below Deck crew. It was so chaotic, like 1,000 times more chaotic than what we saw on Salt Lake City.
And Daisy kind of said that in the press junket, saying, it was their first charter and they were working things out, but it seemed to be a little more than that. And I'm like, did production tell Ben to be the biggest asshole he could possibly be on the show? I don't know.
Ben?
Yeah.
My God, he was terrible. He was like really hazing that girl, that sous chef. I felt so bad. Also, I was really disgusted. I hate this when I think it was Lisa who was like, can you go unpack our bags?
Yeah.
That, I can't stand that move. Like, it's so tacky to me that you can't even unpack your own bag.
Yeah. Do you want really these people rummaging through your cucumbers?
Yeah.
You back in your suitcase.
I hate that. Like, just unpack your own stuff.
Yeah.
These kids have enough to do.
It's how many days you can do that.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Just look chaotic, but it looks like they're going to be on the next episode too, right?
Yes, absolutely. And they were down a stew right away too. So that had to be really stressful.
And I'm not looking forward to see Daisy hook up with Joao. He wasn't really much in the first episode.
Not too much. I don't know. Watch What Crappin said, Joao 5.0, as he keeps reinventing his.
That's a good one. Could he become a different person the fifth time? All right. So let's jump into Summer House.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. First of all, I've been reading Carl's book.
Okay.
And having done the full rewatch and reading the book, the book isn't really that good. Sorry, Carl. It's only 180 pages and it's extremely repetitive. Now, I, of course, am reading it for gossip from Summer House, not so much about his recovery. I just got to the chapter where he's engaged to Lindsay.
Okay.
He's pretty kind to everybody he speaks about in the book. And obviously very dedicated to sobriety. And I was going to say too is thank God we found out the reason that he's so thin when I was speculating maybe bad things were happening, but it's because he's training for the New York City Marathon.
Yes. Okay. Right. I did see that video.
So that makes sense. And I'm very happy for him in that. I'm just interested to see how he writes about the dynamic between him and Lindsay. I'll let you know.
Yeah, please do. They seem to be pretty good on the premiere, and they're doing press for the Premier League in the UK or one of those leagues that they have over there.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we start with a recap of the past 10 years. So clearly this is, kind of saying goodbye to the current cast and ushering in the new cast and highlights, their friendships of all them getting along. Part of it, I was kind of like, are they trying to also say this show started with Amanda and Kyle and ends with them breaking up and like they were really the main two of the whole show? I hope that's not the edit we're going to get.
Well, in the previews, the scene where she said he slept at a fan's apartment was the same. It looks like it's in somebody's apartment probably after the season wrapped. So yeah, and I think you said that once before.
I think it's Lindsay's, but I do want to see like a lot of footage and dedication be given to Lindsay too, because she was there from day one and had so many story arcs. And her timeline, finally, she got to have a baby, maybe not find the right guy, but,
Yep.
So I hope they give a lot of credit and props to her. And it's not just watching the demise of Kyle and Amanda, which was so bad throughout episode 1. I mean, the passive aggressive comments, the back and forth.
Well, what I wanted to ask you, I mean, she said they separated right before BravoCon. Like that's the timeline she gave. But to me, it seems like, I mean, maybe it was that bad, but I'm like, they are 100% over each other. I wonder if they already were and said, okay, we got to just film together and pretend like we're still together for the season.
That's what I wrote too. Like, were they already in separate apartments at this point, when we get to 4th of July weekend? And I'll get to it later when they talk about his schedule from January through June. And they filmed in July. So they said he was DJing like 3 to 4 nights a week. So I don't think they spent any time together. Even if they were living together, maybe he was crashing at other people's houses besides fans.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Different friends. So we start 4th of July weekend. See Kyle packing up the DJ equipment because he's going to try to be a DJ this season on the show, which great. Not looking forward to that. And then we see Amanda jumps out of his car to ride with Sierra and the new girls. And then the guys drive together. So Kyle drives with Jesse and Carl.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of the new girls, Bailey? And I keep wanting to call her Levy, but it's Levi.
Levi. They're cute, we'll see.
Yeah, they seem cute. And the girls seem kind of very accepting of them in the car, not really hazing them or anything too bad, just more welcoming than we've seen in the past.
I guess because they're like, we're so much older than you and you're the people who should be having a share house in the Hamptons and not us. And so thank you for taking this off of our hands. I don't really know.
So we could stay in bed at night and you guys can go out and they can film you guys at the bars and not us.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I wanted to look back to see what the success rate of the new people has been. Obviously, early on, Hannah, Paige,
Yeah.
Maya lasted a couple of seasons, but the one girl last season, they cut her out.
And then Lexi, they didn't bring Lexi back because she sucked. She was hard to watch.
So we'll see. Time will tell.
Did you miss Lindsay and Paige?
I miss Paige in her confessionals.
Mm-hmm.
They were top tier.
Yeah.
Out of any franchise, Housewives included.
I did miss them, but it looks like Lindsay will be in the next episode.
Yeah.
Do you think she's just going to do like every other episode?
I don't know. I mean, they called her, so she was technically on it. I don't know. Does that qualify her for getting compensation for the episode?
Well, hopefully she comes in with a good attitude.
Yeah.
Okay, so West drives in with this new guy, KJ, who is a model / skateboarder, also from Missouri. And I wrote, what is West wearing?
Is this when he was wearing the overalls, thinking he was Rob from Traitors?
No, this was when they're still driving out, and he's got on like a multicolored rugby shirt. He's got his mullet, some white like Reebok sneakers. It's like,
well, we'll talk
80s
about Watch
vibe.
What Happens Live after.
He was?
No, Amanda and Sierra were on Watch What Happens, so there was some good stuff on that.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that. They both looked gorgeous. So what do you think of the new KJ guy?
I liked him. Seemed funny.
So the girls are questioning the old girls, like on the way out. How long have you been married? And Amanda's like, 4 long years. I'm not into the DJ thing. And the girls in the back are like, oh, he's just having a midlife crisis like my dad.
My God. As if it wasn't bad enough for Amanda.
Exactly. And then they kind of say, you know, Kyle uses the DJ gig to go out and stay out late because he doesn't want to come home.
Mm-hmm. And Amanda's nodding in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But she seems to not give a shit, which she says later on, like, I do not even care. So we get to the house. What did you think about the door making an appearance, that the door now opens easily?
I love it. And all the memes. It's so good.
We see all the props in the backyard for the county fair party that was West's idea. And Sierra says she's working on being less rigid and less of a bitch this year. And she wants to, you know, at least try to have a friendship with West.
Yep. I'm excited for this storyline.
Yeah. But honestly, in the back of my mind, I'm like, why is she with either of these two?
Who? Austin or Jesse Solomon or
Jesse.
West? Yeah, Jesse. Oh, dear.
Like, she deserves like the best of the best. These two are just idiots.
Yeah, you wonder, like, is Summer House dragging her down?
Right. Like, she needs to be in a new pool.
Yeah.
When they first get to the house, like, they're really nice, figuring out who's going to room with who, all nice to each other. Kyle is clearly annoyed at Amanda. She's annoyed with him. He's annoyed he has to unload the car. Sierra is definitely over Kyle. She's like, I've heard so much from Amanda. I can't stand to even look at this guy. Yuck. Yeah. Carl, we get a fun Carl. He wants to be downstairs this year, his room. He wants to be in the mix.
In the mix. I thought he looked really good because it looked like he put on weight.
Yeah.
He gave me the ick later. We'll get to it.
He does still have this ick factor, even though I like him overall now. So Sierra and Jesse are in bed, and now Jesse's saying he wants to take Paige's place and be a part of the Gossip Girls, bed bugs. They're like, whatever we say in the bed stays in the bed. Yeah, this guy's not going to keep a secret.
No chance.
For nothing. But I kind of like how they're also setting it up like, all right, the old people stay in bed. They're kind of lame. And we're like putting them out to pasture. Like nothing exciting is going to be happening in the bed.
Right. Except the gossip.
Yeah. Of course, I wrote the pizza dinner looks amazing because I always want to eat the food on these shows.
My gosh, I know.
Okay. So they're all at dinner and Amanda says Kyle lost his wedding ring. And so she doesn't wear hers.
Yes. Now, was that was new from this episode? I thought it was from the reunion that they showed before the last episode.
No, they said it in the episode.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's been gone that long.
Because they were kind of talking about their relationship statuses, and they were saying they were the only ones in a relationship in the house at all. And then Levi, she just got out of a 12-year relationship that she's been in since she was 15.
That's crazy.
Yes, this girl needs to live it up this summer. We need to see lots of hookups, dating, fun.
Yeah, I hope they don't exploit her because she feels fragile to me after that.
Yeah.
One.
Of the two of them. Well, then the other girl started crying too about how she had a recent breakup. The guy broke up with her at Sweet Greens and moved all his shit out of her of the
Yes.
apartment.
Sweet greens. That was great.
That was a little brutal. Okay, so Jesse's like, raise your hand if you want to go out. And Carl says, don't worry, to the newbies, he's going to clean up. And I really like, again, he's just so sweet. I'm liking this guy. Kyle keeps playing the victim and he keeps saying, like, Amanda's ignoring me. Like, he's trying to engage with her and she's just like, get out of my face. This side of Kyle, this whiny, victim-y, we get to it when she talks about, okay, he was DJing from January through June. I don't ever see him. And now he's almost like, well, now I'm here in the house and we're filming, so hang out with me.
Pay attention to me. What?
Yeah, let's use this filming time to reconnect and look like we love each other. Meanwhile, where the fuck have you been for 6 months?
Gross.
What do you think about people on Facebook like really dogging Amanda and saying, she signed up for this, she's boring, she sucks, she's just as culpable? I mean, what do you think?
I think the people that are able to hide behind internet comments, like, ew, this girl, I don't put any weight to it. I hope she doesn't. I hope she ignores it. She seems like she's in a really good spot in her mental health. And he's an asshole and she deserves so much better. And I feel like the sentiment that's overwhelming is that they are like, what took you so long? That's what I pay attention to.
Yeah. I do think because he was older than her and so charming, I think he did a lot of future faking with her, which is something narcissists do. Like they'll say, this is what our life's going to look like and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And I think he played into some of her, I want a house with a fence and a backyard in New Jersey. And I bet in alone times he was like, yeah, we'll definitely have that. We'll get there. And it kept her in it for way longer
Then it should. Yeah.
than it should have.
That makes sense.
Because he does have that really charming side. But honestly, props to her for not getting pregnant.
I know. She prioritized herself the last few years. That's great.
Hopefully, maybe she was getting a lot of feedback from mom too, because had they had a baby together, can you imagine what kind of dad he would be post-divorce?
DJing? Even
Yeah.
in the marriage, DJ. I mean, how?
I'm busy working. I want him on this time, not that time. He would have been a nightmare to co-parent with. So good for her.
Yeah.
What do we think of Ben?
Which one's Ben?
Ben is the Australian model.
I think he's a walking cheese ball.
Do you?
God, yes.
Because he was on The Bachelor?
Well, that's one.
Bachelorette, whatever.
Yeah, one reason. I don't know. I don't get an authentic vibe. I get a boy Hamptons like ick from him too.
Do you think he's into Amanda?
I think that's a fun storyline for the season, but
I mean, she does look like starstruck by him.
yeah, I don't know. I think they're playing it up.
You do?
Yeah.
I know. I think she has a crush on him for sure.
Well, that would be amazing if it comes out that she's now dating him, because she did say she was dating, or she'd be the first to date. She needs a non-reality show guy, just like Sierra and just like Paige.
Yeah.
Just like Katie.
This guy, when they went to the wedding and she kind of had some attraction for him, she might have thought that might have been another nail in the coffin. Like, I got to get out of this marriage because I really am attracted to this other person.
How they were naked. They skinny dipped, I guess. And Kyle was there, though, she said. He was there.
Kyle was there, but he wasn't paying attention. He was doing something else. And we see at the end of this episode, he's so pissed that she jumped in the pool with a bra and underwear. You're naked. You're naked. Do you think he thought there was any flirtation between those two?
It almost, yeah, now that you say it, he did get unreasonable. I was thinking she was naked. I thought, oh,
That, yeah.
didn't. It was just underwear.
I think because it was see-through, it wasn't lined.
Yeah.
But when he was like, why didn't you tell me you were going to do that? She's like, what? Like, I just jumped in the pool with everybody else. I have to go tell you?
Yeah. How many seasons do we have to see the stupid cowboy hat on his, like, how many times has he been naked?
Million jumping in the pool naked since
Right.
season 1.
Peeing outside nonstop.
Yeah. All right. Overall thoughts. Did we really miss anything? I mean, West is just happy that he gets to sleep in an air-conditioned room, not the hot room that he usually has.
Yeah, West, I wrote down his overalls, but I already said that. But here's what I said. Carl gave me the ick. They went out, they stayed out late. the new girls. They get back in and Carl's ushering them in and he goes, "Proud of you girls. Good night." And I was like, ew, what do you mean you're proud of them? That was icky to me.
Yeah.
Rooting for you, Carl, but that was just,
He has these sayings, even from the beginning of Summer House, that are just like kind of cringe. What was he used to say all the time? Like something like looking good or,
"You look great, by the way."
yeah, you look great. Yeah, his sayings are very cringe. Well, I'm excited to see Lindsay next week.
So let's go to Watch What Happens Live with
Yes.
Amanda and Sierra. So first of all, kudos to these girls for saying Prozac, because Andy said, "Sierra, why are you so much lighter? You seem more fun, whatever, not angry." Prozac, I thought.
Nice.
Kudos, golf clap. That was amazing.
She did seem so much lighter and carefree in this episode than I've ever seen her.
Let's normalize taking
Mental health
medications. And so Andy asked Sierra about Wes's style because he gets so much, negative feedback online. And she said, "I love his style. I think it's different. He doesn't look like everyone else." And she goes, "And his ass in jeans is," I forget the word she used, but like she loves his ass in jeans. And he goes, "Do you like his ass out of jeans?" And 100%. So they're because, they sort of tease like maybe there's something there between them.
Yeah.
I don't know. She did a good job creating interest in watching the rest of the season.
I wish we could like feel the chemistry through the TV because there's got to be some pheromones going on between these two that we're just not picking up on.
Wes has that swagger. I don't know. I mean, I don't see it, but I could see where other people do.
Yeah. I don't see it in him or Jesse.
No, I don't see the Jesse thing at all. No. I can see West more than Jesse.
He's so short compared to her. They look so odd.
I don't know, man. He's got game, apparently.
Did they show anything in the previews? No, they just did like a season, like what to look for the season. And honestly, the fight between Carl and Kyle. So if Carl is the Carl that's sober and the Carl I'm reading in the book, I want to know what the hell Kyle said. He must have said something terrible.
Yep.
For Carl to react that way.
Yep. But he didn't hit rock bottom because he's on his DJ tour. Several dates announced.
So he's on the city for sure, Kyle?
Pretty sure, yeah. I think.
I wish it was just the girls.
I know. And I think it's Carl, I guess Kyle and Amanda living separately. Lindsay. Is that it?
Sierra? Is she on it?
I don't know.
Did you see that they are running previews for Rhode Island again?
I saw one and I read, I think another one's coming out today or tomorrow. That's going to be fun.
I wonder if that and Mob Wives will be out at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
There's probably competition between those women.
Did you see the Mob Wives on Below Deck the last season? They were show guests. Yes. Yeah, it was Karen.
On the show?
Yeah, it was Karen Sammy Gravano's daughter and then a few other people. They were guests. It was one of the last episodes of the last season of Below Deck.
I could see the Staten Island Mob Wives being like the Rhode Island Mob Wives are not anything compared to us. You'll have new Mob Wives pop up in every city. We'll see.
Instead of housewives, Mob Wives.
All right. So the Valley, Persian style.
Yes.
Back in Palm Springs.
I feel like, okay, so I didn't know Gigi too well. I really only knew Gigi, MJ, and Reza just from social media and whatever shows I picked up here and there, whatever episodes. But I feel like Gigi has had a lot of growth. I think she slips back into her old ways. And I can tell by your face that you do not agree. But I saw her taking some accountability for her actions.
Yeah. What I think, obviously her temper is insane, but I think she found a therapist who implied or told her in some way that smoking weed helps her regulate her emotions and it's a good tool for her. And she then said, I need to be high 24/7.
Okay. All right. That
Because
tracks.
I cannot deal with life any other way. And so after this fight at the table, Gigi walks out and lights a joint. Like that, she is lighting joints left and right just to like come to a midline. Like she's so intense.
Yeah.
So intense. And Adam, what's up with him being up her ass? Like goes out to babysit her, is babysitting her pretty much the whole weekend,
Yeah.
speaking for her, trying to regulate her. Why?
Yeah, that was interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like that side of him. It's kind of yucky. MJ said that everyone should be glad that Gigi's come a long way and wasn't throwing things. And so we should all be appreciative that she just went outside to smoke a joint and wasn't like trying to
See?
kill someone with her bare hand.
Growth. That's what I'm talking about.
So Reza does the real recap, I said, of the story. Like, Gigi's dad needs her to move out. The money train is going to stop. Dennis is rich and lives in an $8 million house. He's her business partner / ex-husband, and she needs to move. And now he's here at Adam's birthday dinner, right? That's the whole backstory. So are we thinking she needs more income and so she's going to use him for more income, or she's going to try to stay with him for a while and part of his $8 million home with her child?
I don't know.
Because basically Rosa's saying that Dennis is going to be her new money train since dad's cut her off.
Yeah. I kind of took it as he was going to help her revive the business. But yeah, I think you might be more spot on.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, okay, if this is the case, Gigi, if you need his help, be nicer. What are you doing? You're fucking up your own plan.
Yeah, that was weird. She invited him and then she was glad everyone went in on him and then she turned on him. Yeah, I thought you didn't think this strategy through.
Yeah, like if you're going to use him for money, then stop making him take accountability for cheating on you with, what's her name? Paulina? Like, just shut up and ride the money train.
Yeah, because she seemed okay with him and it was fine. And then she was like, he hasn't taken accountability. But he did gaslight her major when she was talking to him one-on-one.
We did. And she said some terrible things, but they were true. Like, you don't know how to take care of yourself. You never had a job. Like, how are you going to do this without someone like me or your dad backing you up?
Yeah, it was true. You're right.
You know, but it's also hurtful. Okay, so.
Well, and then she tells him, get out of here and take your belly button and go.
His belly is so big. He just looks like a big doofus.
A rich one, though, apparently.
And the other thing is, like, is his money legal?
Well, when you are in the sex toy business, you have to imagine.
Yeah. House of cards. I could see him doing some prison time for at least not paying his taxes. For sure. After the dinner, they go to a club and they get bottle service. And Reza J is like in his element. I don't like this guy. Did not like him this episode at all. Hits on the waitress. What else? Oh, and this is where at some point, or maybe it's back at the house, Dennis and Gigi are explaining how they got married. This is the other thing. What did you think of that explanation? They say, we were at a birthday party in Vegas, on our way home going to the airport. We went to a drive-through marriage place, had a candy ring. The taxi driver was the witness.
Mm-hmm.
These two were not in love. This was just a bullshit thing.
Right. So that makes her getting mad at him. It just makes no sense. And it feels like maybe a forced storyline. I don't know.
Could be, because it's so irrational.
Right. A candy ring. It was clearly spur of the moment and then immediate regret. And then he's not allowed to date anyone else.
Maybe it's a storyline in Gigi's mind. And Dennis is like, wait, what the fuck is going on here? You want me on the show or you don't?
Don't make fun of my belly button.
He's not in on it.
Yeah.
And then Skye smokes a joint with Gigi.
Yeah.
Which I was like, okay, where's this side of Skye?
Right.
We need more of that.
So then they get in a fight over Erewhon at the dinner.
Erewhon? What's that called?
Erewhon, the grocery store. It's like the ridiculously expensive store in California.
So it's like what they were saying, Whole Foods on crack.
Yes.
And this is when Skye is basically like, I hate everything about the Valley. I hate the food here. I don't want to live here. And she was complaining about everything on the trip. She was complaining about the steak at the dinner. And Reza was telling her she's a little snobby. Then Gigi's like, heads up, girl. Like, we're on a show called The Valley.
So good.
What are you going to do? Move? I was like, but does she really want to be on like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Like, you're nowhere near there. Your house is not going to cut it.
Dear. Yeah. And then Reza Jackson brought the server from the night before. And I laughed because they showed his phone and her contact name in his phone was Courtney Blonde Server.
No, I didn't see that. We didn't talk about when they went racing the cars.
Yeah.
And when he was racing that car, I was like, what drugs is this guy on? And did they not like check for that ahead of time? Like, hey, yeah, drive this car 1,000,000 miles an hour. He clearly was on something.
You think so? Oh,
Yes.
interesting.
His behavior was like so jumpy and like,
Yeah. Yeah. Now that you say it.
I wouldn't trust him to drive me. And thank God all that, what we thought was smoke was just dirt.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was definitely on something
Yeah. I don't like that. I liked him at first because I was like, Reza Jackson, what a great name. And now I don't know.
because of your maiden name.
Maybe
You could have been related.
a little bit. No, but he changed it because of Michael Jackson. It's not his real name.
All right, so what? We're back at the dinner. Courtney's there. Tessa gets annoyed with Skye and says, "You are not my supervisor."
Yes. Wow. And then the husband says nothing.
Do you think the husband's afraid of her? That's what Reza says.
Yeah. Right. And I thought she and Reza were good. I don't know. Like, to your point, they call each other out on their bullshit and they fight in public. Like, they air everything in front of each other, which makes for good TV. Yeah, but the husband didn't say a peep. And she was the brattiest brat of all time.
But you got to see the side of Reza, right? Where he was like stirring the shit up with Tannen,
Totally.
right? Like,
Yes.
oh, she rubbed the serum on your dog? Yeah. In his mind, I'm bringing this up at dinner, and Tannen is not smart enough yet to know.
Don't tell me these things.
Because I think Tannen is also afraid of Skye.
It seems like it.
Yeah, in the first episodes, they were like, oh, they're best friends, they're best friends. But now we're kind of seeing one of the women has more power than the other in this relationship, and it's definitely Skye.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Skye thought it was mean to rub serum on the dog. She thought was like, oh, yeah, my dog gets it too.
Well, maybe. Is she that snooty? All right.
She thinks she's like a billionaire when clearly she's not.
Well, she charges a lot for her jewelry, you taught me.
But she only sells it to her best friend for wholesale.
God.
This, I think, is going to get ugly between those two.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Okay, so what happened where Gigi starts losing her mind and is like going to like kill Skye and is like lunging for her? What was it? Was it just that she didn't like the valley and Gigi was offended?
I think so. And it all stemmed from the Erewhon grocery store.
Gigi goes, she's acting like that's a flex. She's like, a private jet is a flex. A yacht is a flex.
Shopping at Erewhon is not the flex you think it is.
Like, of all the toxic people in this episode, who would you give it to?
Oh, dear. That's a good question. Toxic. I guess Skye for her, like, your snot that I throw on the ground.
Yeah, that was so gross.
That was like you got to save that. That's got to be, save that for future fights. That's good.
It seemed like, yeah, but it seems like that's in her repertoire. Like she's used that line with people many times, which is just terrible. Yeah, I would have to say she's pretty toxic, and I think it's going to get worse and worse as the season goes on, and I'm going to feel worse for her husband.
Yeah. And then the previews, he's like, yeah, I screwed up. Sorry. I should have said something. And
What do you want
then
me to do?
with Reza, it's funny, you mentioned he has two sides, and you could see he's stirring the pot, like he's intentionally, but he's like, oh my goodness, I don't know. But he did win Worst Cooks Celebrity Reality Star Show, and he was so gracious and grateful, and like, so definitely a different side of him, but he
has two distinct sides.
Yeah. Wow.
And I think they're both real. I think it's real when he's very compassionate and loving, funny, and it's very real when he is like dark and dirty and in the mix. And I'm gonna mess you up with my words. What are you looking forward to with this cast?
Good question. I'm into the whole MJ. What's her husband's name?
Tommy.
What happens there? Like, what's the real reason that they separate? It seems like they've grown apart, and he wants nothing to do with their friends, but I don't know that that's a reason.
Well, I mentioned last week that I think something bad is going to happen, but I do think that there is going to be a sit down with Reza and Tommy and MJ. And I think it's going to be bad.
Wow.
Because Tommy has a mouth.
Yeah.
A mouth on him. And Reza doesn't back down. It's going to be It's going to be ugly, but I'm here for it. Okay, got anything on the Traitors?
The Traitors. I thought it was funny. They opened with the plot twist. Oh, by the way, here's an antidote that will negate the murder.
The costumes at that were great. Do you think that they just had like a closet and racks and said, go pick out what you want to wear?
I think some people brought their outfit knowing that this is a fashion situation.
Right.
Elisa Renna. And I think some others, like Rob brought his freaking overalls. But I think some others, they probably had wardrobe choices. Like Parvati shared on her season that they kept bringing in, they saw she wore a headband, so they kept bringing in headbands for her to
Okay.
choose from. So I think wardrobe definitely like supplements.
Right. Here's some extra pieces just in case.
Over the top. And then poor Natalie's outfit. It's so funny. She was obviously getting a lot of backlash online because she posted about it, that she looks like a gladiator. She looks like, it's just, I love you. Like, it's just not it's not a good look, and they're not flat.
So I'm glad Rinna's gone, but I want to, at this banquet, why do you think these two women were fighting over the, what did you just call it? The liquid?
Antidote. Yeah. Natalie felt threatened, and then Tara felt like Steven served her turkey, and that's why. And they're like, it can't be the food and it can't be a kiss. We all had HR training, Kristen.
Okay, so I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, if they're with each other this intensely, I talked about this before, for 2 weeks, and they're kind of in this group think mentality. Like, I'm watching it thinking these two women are acting scared. Like, they're so scared of getting kicked off or whatever. I have to drink this. As a player in your right mind, I would be like, whatever, my time is up. I don't care. Like, I'm not that competitive, number one, but they seem to be so into it, like it's life or death for real.
I think Tara truly believed that she was targeted by the turkey, but I think Natalie was just thrashing and had no logical reason, and it made her look so much worse. And I think she'll be a target because I don't think they suspect I don't know if you see like the exit interviews or whatever they call them they do like snippets on Instagram. Every time they're shocked it's Candace and they're shocked it's Rob, but they're not shocked it's Lisa. So I think Natalie has a huge target right now.
Do you think the producers are like, at every event, you have to act like this is life or death, or act scared, or you think it's just coming from being in the game?
I honestly believe it's coming from being in the game. They said they film crazy long hours and they're just exhausted and they have no contact with the outside world. Like, there was something Kate Chastain figured out how to communicate through her TV in the hotel.
Okay.
Because they don't have their phones. I think it's intense, and these people are not used to that, right? Maybe the Survivor players in the game,
Yeah.
but not housewives aren't used to that. Like Love Island.
I don't know. I'm such a wimp that I would be like so tired at that point. I'd be like, I don't give a shit anymore. Get me out of here. I just want to go back to the hotel and sleep. I don't care.
Yeah.
They're so competitive,
Right.
which make them great players.
Exactly. And Kristen Kirsch from Top Chef said like the food was awful. Like it had no seasoning and it was just terrible.
Was that the one that just got arrested for a DUI?
No, she won Top Chef too. Kelsey. Yeah.
Kristen, you're talking about the one that's on this season.
Yeah. The host. She replaced Padma.
The poor thing. She's probably like, this is terrible food being a chef.
Yeah. She was not happy.
Hopefully they have access to other food.
And they said she and Mark Ballas became like BFFs and they're not showing it. And everyone online is saying they're doing nothing, but they have a strategy and they're just not showing it in the edit. And so it's...
Who's Mark Ballas?
The dancer with the crazy hair? The guy from Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. I did see in one of the scenes, it looked like they were serving. You remember when you were little? Well, I don't know. My mom used to buy those peas and carrots in that frozen bag.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like that's what they're eating.
Ours were out of a can, but yes.
I was like, that looks terrible.
That's why I think they're saying they're all obsessed with the salmon. And they're not even providing enough for everyone to get it.
It's the only thing with anything with any flavor in the whole place. All right. What are you looking forward to next week? Is any new show coming up? I think something else is coming out in February.
Traitors tonight.
House of Villains.
Yes, that's going to be on Peacock only.
In February, though, right?
Yes.
And then I'm going to come in at some point and do another recap of 1,000-Pound Sisters.
And Real Housewives of Rhode Island.
Yeah. I just think that's not going to be out soon.
No, because they just did the trailer. You're right.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe I'll see you next week. We'll see.
All right. Cheers.
All right. Cheers to you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Charmingly Toxic. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow reality TV junkies. You can connect with me on Instagram at Charmingly Toxic and join the conversation in the Charmingly Toxic Facebook group. This podcast is for entertainment and educational purposes only. While I am a licensed therapist, I'm not diagnosing anyone here. Expect real talk, sarcasm, and a few clinical insights woven in along the way. If you're seeking support for a toxic relationship, please reach out to a licensed therapist or visit my website, dccounseling.org.
Let you catch your breath.